What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we're going to continue our coverage of the Longshoremen strike. So, a lot of people were asking, well, what's up with this strike? What are the main issues? Obviously, wages, main issue, big issue. But there's more to it than just wages. So, Vox put out an article, and I just want to read from the article and give you a little bit of information as to what is the International Longshoremen's Association and why are its members striking. This is important for those of you who don't know. Again, I don't want you cats to get angry at the wrong folks when something goes awry. When prices start to go up, I don't want you getting mad at the workers. Workers fighting for better, that's collective bargaining, it's their right. It's the correct position to have when workers are the ones that develop all of the profits for any company. Any company that employs workers, the workers are responsible for the profits of that company. When workers don't work, all of those companies make no money. That's the fact of life. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So when a collection of workers decide they want to bargain for more and they choose to withhold their labor, that's workers exercising their might. Capital does it all the time. They always withhold money. They always want to try to bankrupt somebody to acquire another business. It's dog eat dog world out there. Why should workers be any different? So let's dive in. What is the International Longshoremen's Association and why are its members striking? The ILA represents the approximately 45,000 workers who manage the unloading of massive shipping containers from large cargo ships. Eventually, inventory from the ships make its way to warehouses, store shelves, and factories. The members work at ports up and down the East Coast and far north as Maine, as well as Gulf Coast ports in Louisiana and Texas. There's a strike over two main issues, says Art Wheaton, Director of Labor Studies at the Cornell University School of Industrial and Labor Relations. One is money, two is technology. The union has demanded a significant pay raise for dock workers over the 6-year life of the contract, as well as increased contributions to their retirement plan and a say in the role of automation in their industry. Some reports indicate the union asked for as much as a 77% increase. The most recent proposal from USMX offered a 50% increase over the life of the contract. The biggest concern is the dock workers do not want automated machines to be responsible for picking up, dropping off, and releasing the cargo automatically, Wheaton said. They would like to have a human operator there to ensure the quality and safety of their operations and job security. Negotiations between USMX and the ILA for a new contract stopped in June, reportedly over the use of automation at a port in Mobile, Alabama. USMX filed a complaint with the National Labor Review Board last week claiming the ILA refused to continue with contract negotiations. USMX did not respond to Vox requests for comment. Shipping companies that compose USMX, all of which are based abroad, have made billions as global trade and shipping has boomed, the union argues, while worker wages have stagnated in the face of inflation. Dock workers on the West Coast make about $55 per hour compared with the East Coast and the Gulf Coast, which average around $39 an hour for experienced workers. West Coast dock workers receive an impressive wage increase in their most recent contract. They belong to a different union, the International Longshoremen's and Warehouse Union, the ILWU, which has long been much more radical than the ILA in terms of its politics, demands, and tactics, according to Gabe Winant, a labor historian at the University of Chicago. But the ILWU workers' big wage wins proved that it was possible to demand more and get it. Now the ILA hopes to achieve a similar victory. So what goods are going to be impacted? More than 50% of all goods imported into the U.S. using container ships come in through the East and Gulf Coast ports, and nearly 70% of containerized exports leave through them. In the immediate term, there should be few shortages or price increases on most consumer goods. Many companies have made preparations for the strike, but depending how long the strike continues, some perishable items might be more expensive or difficult to come by. We have all these perishable goods coming imported to the East Coast, like blueberries, bananas, and fish from South America. Chris Tang, a professor of study chain management at UCLA, told Vox. We also have apparel, toys, electronics we import through the East Coast. The automotive industry is also likely to be impacted as many cars and car parts are imported from Europe. There's still some inventories available in the car manufacturing and as well as the car dealers. So in the short term, it is not a major impact, Tang said. But if the strike goes on for weeks, the inventory will run out and car repairs could become more challenging as parts shipments are delayed. In addition to the strike, there are other factors affecting global shipping at the moment, including Houthi attacks in the Red Sea that have disrupted shipping since November of last year and has extreme weather. The Panama Canal has also been impacted, independent of the strikes. The waterway is suffering from a drought, which has created a shipping blockage there. As anyone who tried to buy toilet paper during the pandemic can tell you, we have a delicate supply chain, and when you start messing with the cargo ships, the rail and the semi-trucks, you're toast, Wheaton said. You just aren't going to get anything moved, and to that, add to that you just had a huge chunk of the East Coast get buried in water from the hurricane that just went through. Overall, consumers shouldn't worry too much about goods becoming scarce for now, Tang cautions people not to hoard products for fear that they'll be absent from U.S. shelves. That will create shortages and drive up prices independent of the strike. So how might this end? That's anyone's guess, right? Several things can happen, but President Biden has signaled that he's not going to be using Taft-Hartley, which is good. I support that decision. Hopefully the public gets behind the striking workers and puts pressure on the companies to break bread with the workers and give in to the demands. Automation is taking away jobs everywhere. You see it at the grocery store when you're doing your own bagging and ringing up your own stuff, but you don't get the employee discount. Automation is everywhere. You go to the restaurant, there's a little robot that brings you the food after you've ordered it. Automation is coming. It's on us as working folks to demand what tomorrow looks like. So either we stop automation or we use it for what it's meant to be, which is to improve the lives of human beings, which creates a fund, a check, a stipend, universal basic income that everybody gets because all the jobs get removed. We have to adapt to what's coming, one way or the other. So either we stop the automation and we demand that workers get to work for their money, or we encourage the automation and demand a universal basic income that is more than meager survival. Who knows where this ends? All I know is I'm standing with the dock workers, and there's folks out there talking about the timing couldn't be worse. If not now, when? If not you, then who? What are they supposed to do? Accept a meager contract and then wait 6 years to try to negotiate for more and fight then? Who's to say another natural disaster isn't going to happen? No, you fight now. The fight is now. It's always now. The fight is not tomorrow. Folks that tell you to put off justice, those are your oppressors. Fight back against that. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember, the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one, get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I front and center. Peace.